Do you think, especially amongst young guys, your mantra your whole life has been work hard, make the right decisions. But a lot of these guys who maybe aren't quite as talented, do you think that there's a lot of pressure on them to use those performance-enhancing drugs because they think my competitors are, or I just need that little bit of edge? Do you think there's a lot of pressure on kids?
Well, life is a pressure itself. You only become the very best because you're able to deal with pressure. Pressure is nothing new to society because it takes pressure for you to grow. You have to work hard. I think a lot of people, with me personally, all my life, my mother told me, you can't be like everybody else. They was able to curse, and I wasn't able to curse. My mom was going to beat the daylights out of me. So practically my whole life, I knew that my mom said, you don't want to do everything everybody do. Because, why did you do this? Well, everybody else was doing it. I got so many whoopings because the fact is, me trying to do it, and my mama said, it wasn't meant for you to do what everybody else do. So with me, even when it was told to me that other people on steroids, Evander, you can do this, you'll be bigger, you'll be stronger. If I can't do it right, I don't want to do it at all. Mm-hmm. I ain't never fought nobody under no kind of influence, it's always been me. And my happiness been, I've been the very best that I could be. When I didn't win them fights, but I did give my all. That's it. When it came down to all the defeats that I had, Reddy Bow, Michael Moore, James Toney, Chris Bird, Lennox Lewis, I gave my all. I did the very best that I could do with what I had. And so when it's all over, I can say, hey, I didn't beat nobody and I didn't lose against nobody doing something wrong. I did all that I can in my natural. That's how it always been. And just as I tell them, I'm still going to be the 5-time heavyweight champion of the world. It's still all natural.
In the sport of boxing itself, I think a couple of years ago, especially during the McGuire-Sosa home run chase, fans kind of became aware of a lot of drugs being prevalent in baseball and football. We've had congressional hearings and government inquiries. Boxing isn't set up like those sports. It's harder to govern the boxers, the athletes in boxing. Usually they only test championship fights, the upper echelon fighters, and even that in only certain commissions, certain jurisdictions. Give us an idea of, were you ever tested for steroids as an Olympian or as an amateur?
Well, we tested for illegal banned substance. Okay. So that means that, they did check your urine.
Include everything on the list.
They check your urine, so I'm sure in the Olympics, anything that you had in you, they're going to test it, and they're going to let everybody know. And because I seen them test people at the time, but at that thing, the most thing that people got busted back then in Olympic was reefer.
Sure.
That's what they got.
Not exactly performance enhancement.
But reefer. That's what they got kicked off the team. I know a few people who got kicked off the team because of reefer. But anything else, it's like they didn't say nothing about it because the fact is certain things are easy to get out your system than some other things.
Sure.
And you got people who tamper around with what can get out quicker than others. But I'm telling you, in general, if you look at the game of boxing, and all you got to do is look at people weight. You look at people weight who fluctuate, and you say, "Wow, what happened?"
Well, let's talk about one of the names that everybody mentions whenever we talk about boxing and steroids is James Toney. Now, you fought James Toney only 5 months after he was a cruiserweight against Vasily Zhirov. He weighed 190 pounds. 5 months later, he's 217. He's 37 pounds heavier. He's ripped. He's muscled. His neck is huge. What were your thoughts on that fight?
Well, in general, they test me.
Yeah.
And, I figure if they test me, they test him. It's obvious that I don't know if they test him or not, but, he definitely was a bigger person. But, the whole big thing with me, I'm not over concerned about my opponent, what he on. I just have to make sure I'm right. And so, so I don't even say what it is. But eventually, when it all comes down, you really hurt yourself in the long run all the time.
you do hurt yourself in the long run, and that is the biggest reason for a fighter not to use steroids. But in the short term, he is cheating against his opponent. He's hitting his opponent with more muscle mass, and this is a dangerous game. You're taking shots to the head. I mean, that's illegal.
Well, it is illegal if that's what he was on. I can't say he was. And so the whole thing is that ain't no sense of me assuming and saying a person's something that they not. I'm telling you, that's just as they get me caught up in here and assuming. You know, they said, well, we seen the name, we think that's his name, Evan. They said the name was Evan Field. Right. So they said, well, I assume that's got to be Evander Holyfield. So, you know, I'm telling you, in general, with me personal, hey, you know, I don't do that. They ain't never seen my weight up and down and all that. They ain't never seen some performance that I can't match. I ain't never did something so outstanding and I couldn't do it again. So everything that I have gradually worked myself from a light heavy all the way up and not fought just one fight or fought all the weak people in the hope that I can get a championship fight. I fought everybody and I stayed in the heavyweight division, and I didn't just become a heavyweight just to go back down to a lower weight. I've been consistent in what I've done. I have been able to take the bar to a level that no one ever taken before. I'm the only guy that ever been a heavyweight champion 4 times. And that ain't been a coincidence. That's the fact that I work hard. It's the price that I pay, and when things don't go my way, I don't cry like a baby and pout and not show up. You know, I said, okay, then when I didn't get the decision I thought I should have got with Lennox Lewis, I didn't cry and say they cheat on me and stuff like that. And they asked me what I'm going to do. I said, I'm going to get back in line. And I got back in line, and because Lennox didn't fight John Ruiz, I was able to fight John Ruiz, and I became the 4-time middleweight champion of the world. And just to show, as next time they gave the fight to John Ruiz, I said, well, you know, I'm going to get back in line. I'm going to be the champ again. And I will be the undisputed heavyweight champ of the world. My job is not to criticize no fighter, but, you know, when they check everybody and they do the right thing by everybody now, they check me. Every time I get in the ring, they check me. I think I'm the most checked athlete in the world by anything. Yep. They say, well, yeah, he's a nice guy, but other people they don't check, but they check me. But it's all right. But, you know, the most important thing for me is the fact is that I can sleep at night because I don't cheat. And whatever I got, I worked at it. I worked for it, and I didn't take no shortcuts.